Hello, I'm Lamar Townsend, and in this video I will be talking about the 4 most indecisive zodiac signs. I'm a natural intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient, empathic, psychic tarot reader, and I would love to do a personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading for you. Contact me at lamartownsendtarot.com. Also, I do provide birth chart readings, so all the information for my birth chart readings and my personal, private, confidential tarot readings will be listed on my website, as well as any other questions you may have, personal reading testimonials, and all that jazz, including the ability you can purchase your reading directly from my website. So once again, my website is lamartownsendtarot.com. Please follow me on Instagram at Lamar Townsend. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/LamarTownsendOfficial. And if you enjoyed this video, like this video, share with your friends and family, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? And hit the notification button so you get notifications when I upload a new video, alright? With that being said, the 4 most indecisive zodiac signs. Now, I have to say, because I'm showing my finger, I'm a delivery driver, part-time, and I went to go open my door. The door handle is like the metal's rusting off, and I cut my finger on the door handle, unfortunately. But I was okay because the woman I was actually delivering to was a nurse, so she bandaged me up, but I'm still healing from that moment, alright? With that being said, the most indecisive zodiac signs. Now, it's totally okay, actually. You know, being indecisive isn't a bad thing most of the time. Well, sometimes, okay? It's not a bad thing sometimes. And I'm kind of indecisive because I'm a Libra moon. And you know Libra's going to be on this list anyway, so that's not really a surprise, right? So I'm a bit indecisive, you know, especially when it comes to personal decisions, you know, personal decisions that will affect me and people close to me, because, you know, the moon sign deals with things like that, right? Okay, so it's okay actually to be indecisive. Being indecisive isn't a horrible trait. I mean, there are worse qualities that someone can have, right? Like, I mean, we can name qualities, but I'm not going to do that because we're being positive in this video, right? You know, but being indecisive, there are good things that come with being indecisive. It gives you time to kind of like stall, you know, stagnate, and ruminate, think things over, you know, figure out which is the best decision, you know, for you, right? But the thing with indecision, you know, when it becomes a problem is when we take too long to make a decision. When we go back and forth between a decision, you know, like when we maybe need to ask 10, 20, 8, 5 people before making a decision. Like, you know what I'm saying? All those things can be an issue when it comes to indecision, right? So let's talk about the 4 zodiac signs that may or may not, you know, have some of these issues, okay, with indecision. And, you know, this is not to say that just these zodiac signs solely are indecisive. You know, the other zodiac signs definitely have their own indecisive qualities as well, but these 4 zodiac signs, the indecisive qualities manifest more obviously, maybe, than the others in these 4 I'm about to mention. So, the 4 most indecisive zodiac signs, in my opinion, are Libra, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Libra. Let's get into Libra first, really quickly. Now, we've already talked about it. We know Libras are, you know, notorious, probably the most known out of all the zodiac signs to be indecisive, right? Libras need, not even love, they need to weigh the pros and cons of everything. Any decision, you know, whether or not it's the decision to go to McDonald's or Wendy's for lunch, Libra needs to weigh the pros and cons, you know. But Libra can also be prone to long-term stagnation, right? Libra can be prone to being so indecisive that they just don't make a decision at all, right? Libra's the type of person that, like, say they do, like, have to choose between Wendy's or McDonald's. Libra can work themselves out of those 2 options and, you know, at the end of the day decide to go to Roy Rogers or Jimmy Johns or something. Like, you know, like Libras are just so unpredictable in their decisions sometimes, you know, and it's just, they work best, Libras, when they have to make decisions when it concerns relationships and other people. I mean, they're ruled by Venus, so, you know, Venus is all about relationships, friendships, bond building, right? That's where Libra works best when it comes to decisions. But when it comes to their own personal decisions, Libras can take a long time, actually, you know. But when a Libra decides something, you know, it's a wrap, right? Next, Gemini. Now, Geminis, like Libras, can definitely be known to being indecisive. Geminis can also definitely be known to being flaky sometimes, even when making a decision, because even when a Gemini makes a decision, they can still be unsure of that decision, right? So a Gemini like Libra needs to weigh the pros and cons, you know, of each situation. But, you know, we have to remember, and I mention this in every video, you know, Geminis are ruled by the twins. So it's almost like the grass is greener on the other side mentality, you know what I'm saying? Geminis often find themselves, not every Gemini, but a lot of Geminis can find themselves, you know, just being torn between two options, two people, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, Gemini is probably better than Libra at juggling the two, actually, because Libra's not really good at, you know, juggling two options. Gemini is good at juggling two options, two people, two jobs, you know, whatever. But at some point, you know, Gemini's going to have to make a decision, you know, and that's a point where Gemini struggles with, because it's like the pressure. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, this is a long term, you know, like it's a big thing when it comes to Geminis, and, you know, making a commitment, a long term commitment to something, right? You know, and a lot of these, well, I'll say maybe 3 out of the 4 of these zodiac signs, commitment, you know, struggling to commit to something, you know, is can be a struggle. Actually, maybe all 4 of them, I don't know. But Gemini struggle to make a commitment, you know, and once they make that commitment, they struggle to keep up with it. They struggle, you know, to see it through sometimes, because they just kind of sometimes have the grass is greener mentality. But the thing with Geminis is Geminis can kind of take an approach from Libra, I think, actually, and learn to weigh the pros and cons, like, you know, stagnate, you know, don't jump into something so quickly, you know. Like a Libra is going to really think things through before they commit to something. But once a Libra commits, you know that, okay, the Libra's really thought this through, you know, this is the decision that they want to make, you know. Geminis, you kind of want to take that, you know, page from the book of Libra, right? And, you know, really once you make sure, once you commit to a decision and you decide to commit to something, you know, you really want to make sure that you can see that commitment through, you know. You really want to make sure that that's what you really want to be doing, you know, because you don't want to make an impulsive decision and make the wrong decision, right, Gemini? Okay, so next, Gemini, your friend, because I do find Geminis and Sagittarius can go along very well. Sagittarius is, oh Lord. Now see, my Mercury and Mars are in Sagittarius, so then, you know, here we have even more indecision, right? Sagittarius is it's a fire sign. So far we've talked about air signs. Gemini and Libra are both air signs. Sagittarius is a fire sign. And fire signs tend to be deliberate people, you know, when they do something. When they do something, they do it with precision. They do it with, when they commit to something, they see it through, you know. But Sagittarius is one that kind of struggles with commitment, you know, committing to something and seeing it through. Sagittarius is also one. Now, I will say that maybe Sag is better at making decisions, you know, than the other two, you know, as far as, you know, making a decision quickly, making the right decision, you know, because Sagittarius is, because they're very knowledgeable people, we have to remember that these people are ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of the abstract mind, abstract thinking. And I always say that people with abstract minds and, you know, who are able to think abstractly, those type of people are easily able to make connections, you know, to certain things and what so have you, that other people aren't so easily able to quickly connect, right? So Sagittarius have that ability. Once they, you know, commit to something, you know, that they usually have made the right decision, and they're sure they made the right decision, right? But Sagittarius can sometimes be prone to being impulsive. Sometimes Sagittarius can be known to making decisions based on emotions. But Sagittarius work best when they make decisions based on wisdom, based on knowledge, based on what they already know, you know, what they already know to be true, right? Both in terms of what works, you know, in practicality, but both as well as for themselves, right? What's true for themselves and what's true for society, you know, what so have you. You know, I think you understand what I'm saying. So, but even when a Sagittarius makes a commitment, a Sag can, you know, flip-flop, you know, kind of like Gemini, you know. So that's why I say these two are kind of like, you know, BFFs in a way, you know, because I think these two have similar qualities. But, you know, Sag, once they make a commitment, they are sure of it. They're sure of it typically because they're very typically sure of themselves, right? So, you know, Sag can be indecisive, but to a point, right? Lastly, we have Pisces. Pisces, a water sign, and Pisces can definitely be prone to indecision, all right? And it's interesting because actually Pisces and Sagittarius are both ruled by Jupiter. Pisces is ruled by both Neptune and Jupiter, depending on, you know, who you ask. I think Neptune has a stronger influence over Pisces than Jupiter does, although I think they both have a co-creative influence on Pisces. But Sagittarius is ruled solely by Jupiter, right? So Sagittarius is someone who, I mean, Pisces is someone who, they're very intuitive people, they're very wise people, but sometimes Pisces can be prone to indecision and needing second opinions, needing sometimes approval, needing to know that the decision that they're making is the right decision for them. You know what I'm saying? So they need second opinions, they need advice, which is good. You know, that's okay. That's not a bad thing. It's totally, once again, you know, that's one quality that's good, you know, but it becomes bad when you need second opinions for little decisions, or, you know, you just can't, you get to the point where you just can't make a decision on your own, because we always want to be able to make our own decisions, right? And to be able to stand in our own decisions and not need approval, not need you know, a second opinion, not need someone else to tell us that it's okay to be us, that it's okay to make a decision, right? To decide to do that thing, to decide to buy that thing, to decide to be with that person, you know. So Pisces, you know, while they're very intuitive people, they follow their intuition, they're very wise. At the end of the day, they're going to do what they want. They can also be prone to just being too influenced by people, which can cause indecision, because it's like, well, I want to do this, but Aunt Joe said this, Susie said this, Billy said that, Daquan said this, Quran, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too much. So sometimes Pisces just needs to know to, you know, go within and make a decision based on that, right? With that being said, these are the four, in my opinion, most indecisive zodiac signs. Are these bad qualities that they're indecisive? I don't think so. Can they be bad qualities? Sometimes, you know, but all it takes is just mustering up some inner strength and inner confidence in your own self and your own decision-making capabilities, right? Because the more trust we have in ourselves, our own intuition, our own gut, the better decisions we'll make, the more life will flow easier, right? Or that's how it should be, at least. With that being said, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram @Lamar Townsend. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lamar Townsend Official. Contact me at lamartownsendtarot.com for your own personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading or your own birth chart reading. I would love to hear from you, okay? And I would love to do a psychic reading for you, okay? Until then, until the next video, I wish you nothing but the best, love, health, and success. Thank you.